You guys
Charlie Kirk and Laura Loomer
way out
tonight have both said to other outlets that they don't necessarily believe that Trump wrote this or what have you. So they're starting to circle the wagons on this, which is what Scott suggested earlier.
The facts of Donald Trump's base are this, and we reported on this morning here on CNN. Since the Epstein business started, his job approval among Republicans has gone up.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to yesterday's news channel, where we watch CNN so you don't have to. Last night on Newsnight with Abby Phillips, Scott Jennings went toe-to-toe with the usual suspects on CNN. They tried pushing a bizarre Epstein-Trump conspiracy to claim Trump's base is cracking, and Scott Jennings shut it down in seconds with a handful of words and a couple of well-timed brow furrows. Anyway, let's watch Scott Jennings show us how desperate CNN must be on a slow news day, because these stories are embarrassingly bad. Let's go.
A rally around the president on this thing. I mean, he may have been facing some turbulence over the Epstein situation, but this is the sort of stuff that brings people to circle the wagons around him.
Just to be clear, Trump doesn't agree.
That about 2 months before the 2016 election, I can grab women by the you-know-what, and he still won the election. So I think that kind of persona perhaps is baked in. I think the bigger issue here is that this has caused the MAGA base to kind of lose its mind. And the question is the MAGA base going to come back together, or is this a base that is fractured, that is significantly fractured, because people have been, your colleagues, the Charlie Kirks of this world, people you know very well, have been all over the place saying that they're very disappointed in Donald Trump.
I should say that Charlie Kirk and Laura Loomer tonight have both said to other outlets that they don't necessarily believe that Trump wrote this or what have you. So they're starting to circle the wagons on this, which is what Scott suggested earlier.
The facts of Donald Trump's base are this, and we reported on this morning here on CNN. Since the Epstein business started, his job approval among Republicans has gone up. He's over 90% with Republicans. It's not hurting him with his base. I know you're a Democratic strategist, maybe not an expert on the MAGA base.
In his base, but
look what's happening. He's gone up. Why? Because while we're all sitting here dealing with this nonsense, out in real America, he's signing legislation on fentanyl. He's talking about the AI future in Pennsylvania. He's securing the border. Big, beautiful bill. So his numbers are going up with Republicans. This is a fantasy that Democrats have been engaging in since January that Republicans would abandon.
No, Scott, do not.
Trump, it's not happening.
Try to put this on Democrats. This
Every
is something
night I
that the
sit here and
MAGA
listen to a
base.
Democrat tell me Republicans don't support Trump, and
This
they do.
has been whether or not you want
To add some context in case anybody missed it, supposedly a story dropped that Trump once sent Jeffrey Epstein a handwritten note with a doodle of a naked woman and some cryptic message about secrets on it. It sounds like there's barely any information about it, and Trump denies it. So the burden of proof is on this accuser to show us something that Trump did wrong. But even with that little evidence, that one liberal lady has to jump in and say, see, look, it's happening. This is Trump's base cracking. As I was writing this, I was like, wait a second. Isn't that the crux of like every other story on CNN? We all watch this show together a lot. Just try to convince people that this time, whatever the story is, this is the moment that finally fractures the Republican Party, you know? And I'm glad Scott called it out. He just said, I hear this every day from Democrats. The Republicans are abandoning Trump. It's just not true. And look at the numbers. He's right. The real goal of most people on that panel, it isn't even about Trump. It's about trying to make our party look divided so they can feel better about their party, which has already been abandoned. When you watch CNN every day like I do, some of the spin starts to sink in, you know, unbeknownst to me, subconsciously. And so I'll just have these moments where I catch myself wondering, is support for Donald Trump slipping? I think there continue to be tremendous challenges in the way for Donald Trump's administration to deliver on its campaign promises to the American people. But think about it. If Trump can take this many hits and still rise in the polls, it doesn't say anything about him being in trouble. It says everything about how strong the movement is. Back to it.
Before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I found out just last night. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And yeah, I share your feelings. not just the end of our show, but it's the end of the Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away.
Want to go Fox News, God bless them. They're private. That's
right.
First Amendment. Congress, if Democrats, if Elizabeth Warren, they go down this road,
Wait,
what an utter waste.
You don't know why they're mad about it?
Well,
who was even on the show tonight? Adam Schiff. These shows,
Democrats.
Colbert and the rest of them have become nothing but anti-Trump fever swap
Let me
porn
ask
with
you,
them
but
guests every single
Elliot,
night.
let me ask you a follow-up question.
so there's with us.
The reason I say it's debatable is because every human being in the United States of America has a right to decide what they find is funny. And if half of America likes Colbert and half of America likes Gutfeld, that's fine in the United States of America.
I'm okay with that.
Like, that's okay.
But my point is the reason why it got canceled is because he was no longer funny and he was attacking half the country.
That's not what's going on at all. Look, we are
Then
watching,
why is the show getting canceled?
I just explained. We are witnessing the end of an American television institution. It doesn't make enough
Well,
money.
another one is growing.
Colbert will forever be known as the person who frittered away David Letterman's legacy, which is something. But may I bring everyone together? I think you're both right. I think your conversation about the television model is correct. I think your points about the conservative, anti-conservative bent is correct. But I would just submit this is not even the most important media story of the day. They're voting right now on the House floor to defund PBS and NPR. And to me, late night shows going away versus what the Republicans are finally doing after all these years, it might actually be a more important story than all the people who are in mourning over Stephen Colbert, which
I agree.
I think I have, what's that word? Schadenfreude? Where you like delight in the downfall of someone else? I'm serious. First of all, if I'm completely wrong, that's embarrassing, but I think that's a word. I think it means something close to that. So I'm kind of fighting the urge to have that. That show being canceled isn't because the show wrapped up with class and on a high note, but because he's the guy who killed what the iconic David Letterman built. The Late Show used to mean something. It was part of American culture. Now, what's left of it is a smug, far-left echo chamber packed with DNC-approved monologues and phony moral outrage. Stephen, you had the opportunity to be funny. You had the talent. But you chose bitterness. You mocked anyone who supports the president. You didn't just lean left. You shilled so hard for Democrats, it became satire. You freaking had Adam Schiff on like he was a hero. You platformed AOC to push nonsense. You turned something iconic into something embarrassing. You sold your soul for clout. And I hope the paycheck was worth it because the spotlight's gone. And guys like you need to be the center of attention, but no one's looking for you now. Meanwhile, look at me. I'm starting from way down here, but I'm taking the stairs. I never would have guessed, even a year ago, that I'd be passing Stephen Colbert on my way up while he's on his way down. I'm humble, but come on, guys. You know the show's good. Even if you don't like me that much, you know it's better than a lot of stuff that's out there. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to quote unquote make it, but I'll tell you what. The journey thus far has been the best experience of my entire life. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next couple years, but we're at the beginning of something that's going to be real big. I'm so blessed to have viewers like all of you who go above and beyond to help support the channel. And I'm so excited to see how the rest of this whole thing plays out and be able to share it with you. Went on a little tangent there. Anyway, wrapping up, between CNN's fairy tales and Colbert's crash landing, we're watching institutions collapse in real time. But it's not because the right is losing. It's because the left can't stop spinning, lying, and alienating half the country. Every time he's on there, Scott Jennings shows what holding the line looks like. And frankly, all of us can use a reminder sometimes to stay vigilant, right? So, hey, you, stay vigilant. But what do you guys think? Does the Epstein note even matter to anyone outside CNN? Are you surprised to see Stephen Colbert go down this way, or did you see it coming years ago? I think I know the answer to that. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's it for this video. Any announcements? No, none today. Support the channel, do all the things, watch a ton of my videos. You guys are the best. Otherwise, as always, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes out of your day to watch my video. I know your time's valuable and it means a lot to me. Never forget Jesus loves you. See you guys.